Okay, let's talk about a card that, let's be honest, kind of freaks everybody out a little bit. We're diving into the Nine of Swords. Now I know, when most people see this card, their heart sinks, but stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to see it not as some terrible omen, but as a really powerful message you can actually use. And right off the bat, the image is a lot. You've got this figure sitting up in bed, just holding their head in their hands, and those 9 swords hanging on the wall behind them, so ominous. And yeah, there's no getting around it. At its core, this card is absolutely about deep anxiety, mental distress. That kind of worrying that steals your sleep. And listen to this line from A.E. Waite's original book on the tarot, utter desolation. Wow. That really tells you why this card gets such a bad rap, doesn't it? It speaks to this incredibly deep, personal kind of grief. It confirms why we call it the nightmare card. It's supposed to feel heavy.
So let's get into it. What does this kind of pain actually feel like? Well, the setting on the card is the biggest clue. The person is in bed, because this card is all about those dark, quiet moments. When it's 4 in the morning, the rest of the world is asleep, and all the daily distractions are just gone. You're left totally alone with your thoughts. And if we break it down, this feeling really has 3 different faces. First, you've got that classic worrying. Those endless loops of what if and what am I going to do that just go round and round in your head. Then there's guilt, that heavy weight you feel about something you did or maybe something you didn't do. And finally, there's just anguish, that raw, overwhelming pain that just feels like too much to handle.
But here it is. This is the most important thing you need to understand about this card. The source of this pain is very, very specific. And once you get that, the entire meaning of the card just clicks into place.
And this comparison just lays it out perfectly. Think about the 3 of Swords. That's about external heartbreak, right? Something happens to you. But the 9 of Swords? That's different. This is about the pain we generate from within. It's the stories we tell ourselves, the fears we blow up out of proportion. It's the torment we create in our own minds. So that leads to a really important question. If this pain is coming from inside our own heads, are we just doomed? Is this card just a forecast for future misery, telling us to get ready for a rough time? Or is there maybe something else going on here? And this is where everything flips. This is the moment we reframe the entire card. See, it's not a prediction of what will happen. It's a message about what's happening inside your mind right now. And even more important, it's actually offering you a way out. The 9 of Swords isn't a life sentence. It's a warning sign. Think of it like your own intuition, your inner guide sounding a massive alarm bell. It's screaming, hey, the way you're thinking about this, the path you're headed down, it could lead to some real trouble. It's actually a gift, an opportunity to just stop and take a look around.
So how do we actually use this warning? Well, it's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First, you just have to acknowledge the feeling. Recognize that this is a vulnerable spot for you, and that's okay. Second, examine it. Get curious. What choices are actually leading to this inner chaos? And third, adjust. You got to realize that you don't have to overhaul your entire life. Sometimes, even one tiny change can make all the difference in the world. And that brings us to the real point, the ultimate message of the 9 of Swords. It's not about being stuck in the nightmare forever. It's about that moment you decide you've had enough, the moment you decide to wake up. It's all about reclaiming your own power.
The lesson here is exactly the same as the one in the 8 of Swords. Remember that card? The figure looks completely trapped by those swords, but the ropes are loose, the blindfold is flimsy, the prison is one she's created in her own mind. And that means you hold the key. You have the power to wriggle free and find a way out.
So we'll end on this thought. The 9 of Swords isn't some crystal ball predicting your doom. It's a mirror, showing you what's going on inside you right now. It's showing you what might happen if you stay on this mental path. So the real question it's asking you is this. What choice, what tiny little shift can you make today to start waking up from the worry?
I really hope this helped you see the 9 of Swords in a new, more empowering light. If it did, do me a favor and hit that like button, drop a comment with your own thoughts on this card, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the tarot. Thanks so much for being here.